to another Death Battle reaction video. It's finally time to talk Kratos, the God of War, versus Asura, the demigod of wrath. Check out the original episode in the link down below before coming to this video and anyone else's reactions to this episode, because there will be a lot to it today. Kratos versus Asura is a matchup I really like. It's an episode I've been really wanting for a long time for a variety of different reasons. First of all, Kratos was in the first ever death battle I watched with Kratos versus Spawn back in season 1. I watched it sporadically until I was caught up with the series at the time because I was still doing high school and focusing on that. And I thought Kratos' story was cool, and then they brought him back on the modern era, and his character's a really solid character. I like it a lot with how they're doing it with him. And it's just been a fun journey overall for Kratos. It's awesome to have him back on the show with all the new stuff they're going to be going over. And in the other corner, Asura, the demigod. Asura's Wrath is a fun game. It is an underrated masterpiece. And I really like Asura as a character, doing everything he can for his daughter, as well as just seeing how absurd he can become power-wise. The boss fights in that game are really fun, and Asura himself is a cool character. So, because of the new God of War stuff is mainly the reason why I would want Kratos Asura, because I think their characters would clash pretty well, personality-wise and everything. And I just think it's a really fun episode. It's gotten second place in the Champions poll and the Tournament of Champions. Now here it is, becoming the second longest episode in Death Battle history. And because of the funny, I feel like Made and Bill are going to put this at number 2 for rankings this year. Just because, funny. As for who I think wins and who I want to win. Let's start out with who I want to win, because personal bias always comes first in this. I want Asura to win. I really like Asura quite a lot. I think his story is underrated, and as a character, he's really awesome. And while I also really like Kratos, I think Asura can shock the world with this one, because apparently, I took a look at the G1 blog last night on my way home, as much as I could, and then I finished it up a little bit this morning. Check out the G1 blog down below. I'll have to double check with Robustus on that to see if I can put that in the description or I'll get in trouble. I don't think I'll get in trouble for it, but just in case you don't see in the description, that's why I'm afraid I might get in trouble with the G1 team for putting their blog in the description of a video of someone who's not associated with them. But the blog was interesting to look at, and I was surprised with what they brought up, considering there was definitely some stuff I missed for Asura, and there was a lot of stuff for Kratos we didn't go over on Lads because time constraints and everything. As for who I picked on Lads, I went with Kratos. I do think Kratos might have just enough to put Asura down with his weapons and abilities. He has just barely enough to get past Asura, and he might be stronger than Asura if you take all the scaling in God of War compared to what Asura does. He has the potential to be stronger. Whether or not that applies is unknown, but I do think Kratos has the tools, weapons, and armor to survive and beat Asura at the end of the day, despite the fact that I do think Asura is faster. But I could be wrong. So that's who I'm going with. My official prediction for the episode was Kratos. Deep down, Asura. Good luck, my friend. You need it. But let's get into this episode. Ooh.
Kratos versus Asura.
The Ghost of Sparta versus the Wrathful Destructor.
Yeah.
And sometimes you just want to punch a god in the face. He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And
Who
it's our
doesn't?
job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
Alrighty, here we go, Kratos.
In the beginning, the Primordials
All the
waged
characters
war
related to
across
characters of fighting
existence,
characters
a
now found-
series
unless
of
found
cosmic
contradictory.
clashes
Okay.
that birthed the universe.
Boom! Now
couldn't
that's
fully read
what
that
I
black
call
box.
a big bang.
From Ceto's death, the oceans would flow. From Uranus's strikes,
So,
the stars
just
would
like the
spawn,
preview, we're gonna
and
start
so
with
forth.
the
Thus,
Greek
the world
side,
itself was
which
born
is
from
gonna be
violence.
Starting a whole messy cycle. Uranus was overthrown by his
More.
titan son,
Sorry
Kronos,
if
who
the video was loud on me
overthrown
for a second
by
there. I
his
apologize.
Olympian son, Zeus, who battled his own son,
Kratos.
As a classic bastard child,
Atreus,
Zeus,
Olive,
Kratos
Vermeer,
was
his
left
family,
among
Selfish
Spartan
God,
mortals,
sliding
far
puzzles,
exceeding
Sackboy,
all among him. He
PlayStation
became a
All-Stars,
fierce
baby.
warrior, winning many a battle until finally cornered by ruthless barbarians.
Ares, destroy these guys who are kicking my ass, and my life is yours.
Basically, anytime anyone wants a most wanted matchup, they pull the Kratos meme.
With the blades of chaos, a set of chain swords, and basically a badass whirlwind of flame and steel.
But Ares
Nice.
had a scheme. While doing work for his god, Kratos accidentally murdered his own family.
Because
permanently
of
marked by
course.
the ashes of his wife and daughter. He was
Damn.
forevermore the ghost of Sparta.
So, he was
It's a tragic story at
understandably
first.
Really pissed off. Time for a new god of war.
True.
The gods were crapping their togas in fear as the new god of war took out his rage on all of them.
Yes.
And got some new gear out of it too.
With Poseidon's trident and Icarus's wings, Kratos dominated both sea and sky. He
There's
also
a lot
has
of-
a tendency to carry powerful severed heads, like Medusa's.
And the
Yay.
claws of Hades could steal souls. Even
He
the
has
soul
a
of
wrath
Hades
rage
himself.
mode.
Should've
So,
thought that one
would that
through,
power
man.
Asura?
Neither
Out of
Perseus
curiosity?
or Hercules were a match for Kratos, nor was Helios, the sun god capable of moving stars and spreading light across the entire underworld.
He fought
Okay, that was
Atlas,
Satan Chains
the
of
Titan
Olympus, gotcha.
Strength, who broke the load-bearing pillar of the universe. So
Damn.
Kratos forced him to hold up the cosmos on his own instead.
And he could do it with just one hand, according to the novelization.
Even his grandpappy Kronos failed to stop him. You know, the guy who overthrew the primordial that punched the universe into existence.
Causing
Hot
shockwaves
damn,
that
man.
moved over a quadrillion times faster than light. A frankly
Ooh.
incomprehensible feat.
So I may have been
There's
wrong.
Daddy Zeus.
Who proved a serious challenge until Kratos drew perhaps his ultimate weapon, the Blade of Olympus.
So
It can make
freaking
tornadoes,
badass.
Lightning, force fields. Oh, and it can stab the hell out of you. It siphons godly energy and can pull
Kratos
it
regained the
up
Blade
to
of
even
Olympus
kill
in
Zeus.
Valhalla. Okay,
like
yeah.
father, like son.
Even while Kratos ultimately released hope across the Greek world, he could only do so after annihilating everything.
Like
Yeah,
a badass,
unfortunate.
He was unstoppable, non-stop killing and sex and even more killing. And yet,
Violence.
he couldn't be any more depressed.
His wife and daughter were
What-
still gone.
What's left to
What
gain
was
when
he
you
to
destroy
do?
everything
He
for
didn't
what
know.
you love?
He wandered aimlessly for years, somehow stumbling into Norse mythology where he met Faye, his second wife. Good start, buddy.
Kratos had a new lease on life, but he could not escape his past mistakes.
There's a reason he hid his swords in a dingy basement. Even
True.
so, Faye insisted he could do better. So he became a dad to a new boy.
Easily the toughest task he ever undertook, especially after Faye unfortunately died of a mysterious illness.
Damn it, not
Yeah.
again. But hey, it wasn't Kratos' fault this time.
Well,
And
there's
he left
that.
The tools he'd need to keep the boy safe, including the Leviathan axe.
Far from the whirling rage of the Blades of Chaos, the Leviathan axe was deliberate and mighty, said to rival Mjolnir itself.
Thor
I mean,
wishes
it's-
Mjolnir was as cool as this axe. It's imbued with ice magic and a
Yay!
poison even the gods fear. It can be summoned to Kratos' hand from a distance, and it even shatters souls.
Kratos may have once been a
Broken.
sword of vengeance,
It is what
but
it
with
is.
his new weapons and a new purpose, he stood as a shield against the godly Aesir.
Too bad he just can't help but get in trouble with gods. But now he knew how to
As
control
always
his
in God
anger.
of War.
Which is even more important than it sounds. Kratos' Spartan rage summons an inner strength with magical properties.
He can even get so
Ooh,
pissed off that
yeah.
he straight up heals himself. That seems
Ouch.
like the opposite of what should happen.
Not all
It's
anger
like
is
a Hulk thing, I
problematic,
guess.
And Kratos wields plenty of new weapons and relics to channel his rage through.
Like the Dropnir ring, which can summon a bunch of wind spears. They can absorb all
Ow.
types of energy and blast it back. He even has
Ooh,
relics and
wait,
magic that can
so
warp
counteracting
space
what
and slow
Asura
down
can
time.
blast out.
Naturally, he
Okay,
contested
that
with
makes
the
sense.
strongest of the Norse gods, including the god of thunder, Thor, who was powerful enough to fight the fire giant.
You know, I
Surtur
half
and the
expected them to
world
make a
serpent
Marvel
Gorgon
joke with
at
this
the
Thor.
same time.
Oh, and that fire giant would be the cause of actual Ragnarok. You can't
Huzzah.
defeat me, Thor. I know, but he can.
Not exactly. Freyr, the rain god, held off Ragnarok for a considerable time on his own, and the sheer power of Ragnarok shook Yggdrasil down to its very roots.
That's the World Tree. which is like
Okay.
a literal tree that connects the whole universe.
According to Freya, the tree's very existence supports all of creation among its boughs. Every strand transcending time, transcending space. Everything.
I like the
comes
way
back
Wiz is
to the
talking
tree.
in this.
So
It's very
kind of like
nice, like very
Kratos lives
soothing.
in a really, really, really big treehouse.
In his quest to free
A
the
very
lost
big
world,
treehouse.
Kratos
Fought
reclaimed
Shovel
old
Knight to a
weapons by reckoning
standstill.
with his
I forgot
past
that was the thing
sins,
in Shovel Knight's
even
game.
taking up the blade of Olympus once again.
Even better, he actually got to be
God
a decent
damn.
dad. And now the boy is a man and also a bear.
Kratos made a
Now you're a
lifetime of
man
decisions,
bear.
but this
If you're a
future
man
would
bear
be
pig, that'd be in
different.
South
He'd be
Park,
more than he was in the
Atreus.
past. Not just a god of war, but a leader, a father, and a defender. A god
Of
hope.
peace. Oh, hope.
Long ago, a demigod fell from the heavens, only to rise from the depths of Naraka after 12,000
I couldn't finish reading that black box, but they're gonna try
12,000
to.
years, he's free
Okay, that's a cool
to
edit on,
punch everything dumb enough to get in his
what was her
way.
name
He
from Power
was
Rangers?
The demigod of wrath, Asura.
Yippee!
Alongside 7 other demigod generals, Asura served as defender of humanity against the impure.
Put him
gods,
in Marvel
dark
vs.
spirit
Capcom.
monsters infesting
True.
the world.
And the demigods
70
battled
days
the
talk
Goma
about
by
hearing his
wielding a
daughter
mystic
cry.
energy
Yeah.
formed from human prayer.
Hot Spring
Mantra.
Quick Time
By
event.
advancing technology with Mantra, the Guardian Generals
Ah.
became essentially hyper-powerful mystic cyborgs. They could each harness Mantra through a different emotional affinity. For August, it was greed. For Yasha, it was melancholy.
I'll give you one chance to guess what Asura's is.
By tapping
If you're
into
if
his
you said
wrath,
lust, then you
Asura
pulled a
can
Bill
take many
joke.
forms for battle, like the 6-armed Vajra, a state powerful enough
Like,
to
so many
subdue
cool
the
forms.
embodiment of the planet's will and the source of the Goma, Vlitra.
But he wasn't angry enough to put Goma Vlitra down for good. At least not yet. Of course, since
Yeah.
he's literally powered by wrath, no enemy of Asura's would be stupid enough to do something that would make him even more mad, right?
Well,
Right? Funny you should say that.
God damn it.
First
God
off,
damn
Asura
it.
is not some one-dimensional anger machine. In myth, the Asuras were powerful and aggressive beings, sure, but not inherently evil, just like Asura himself.
It's
He's
fitting.
a warrior, but also a husband with a daughter, Mithra,
And
Hello.
Mithra has the unique power to supercharge Mantra energy.
which gave Asura's prideful commander, Deus, an idea. If
A
could
terrible idea.
weaponize Mithra, literally
and
wire
now
her
you
up to
understand
a
why it's a
super
terrible
weapon,
idea.
The Guardian Generals could maybe finally end Goma Vlitra for good.
Well, obviously, Asura wasn't gonna go along with that. So Deus
Yeah.
blamed Asura for killing the Emperor, murdered his wife, kidnapped Mithra, and then just straight up killed him.
The end.
What a dick.
But true to his nature, Asura was literally too angry to die. So long as a single part of his
Broly,
body
meet
remains,
your
he
maker
can
when it comes to
possess
being
Mantra.
too angry to die.
Going back out of Naraka, a sort of limbo underworld between life and death. Thanks to some coaxing from a strange golden spider, he did just that, with an all-new purpose in mind.
Murder.
Gods pay. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They're calling themselves gods now. Turns out they're all assholes who started sacrificing thousands of innocent people to try to power up. So
Yeah.
Asura got really, really, really pissed off.
And through his rage, Asura's power exploded, rising enough to throw giants like ragdolls, shatter whole moons, and destroy a fellow deity, Wyzen.
Who could dwarf the planet and wreck it with just a finger?
It's still a really epic boss
Yes.
fight.
Asura is so powerful, his soul cannot be
I mean,
manipulated
there
by
was
the
a
Goma
reason-
or the deities. He can propel himself with
There was a
Mantra to
reason
fly,
it was in
harden his fist
a
to
reference in
break
Scooby
steel,
Courage.
fire explosive energy blasts.
And headbutt you so hard you wish you could die even faster. The
True.
dude literally stockpiles anger into a burst of energy that can one-shot even the toughest of foes. And when he goes unlimited mode, he can rapid-fire those super attacks without overheating.
Asura's
It's so
vengeance force
fucking
wasn't
cool.
all shouting and explosions, though. I mean, it was a lot of that, but he also tried to protect people from the gods, including a girl who very much reminded him of his own daughter.
Yeah.
Asura's the kind of guy who wants to be a great dad, but all he
Has
knows how to
anger
do is
issues,
punch
yeah.
anything that upsets his kid, like that one dad that knocks out a ref at a little league game.
Damn.
Then the gods killed that girl too, along with her whole village, sparking Asura to unleash his berserker aura.
You know how the gods were sacrificing
Yeah.
thousands of people to power up? Well, Asura got so freaking angry, he built up enough mantra to match them, even though they've been building up energy for thousands of years.
It's
Seriously,
insane.
Guys, you're pissing off the guy who literally gets more powerful the angrier he gets. What did you think was gonna happen?
Yet
They
even
aren't
in
smart.
Berserker mode, Asura never lost total control.
Berserker Asura adds even more extra arms, and they're big and glowy now. The man
Big
can
and
launch so
glowy.
much angry mantra he wiped out the god's whole space fleet in seconds.
Asura's anger raised to levels so high
these are just some
even
of the
he couldn't
transformations.
contain it, scorching him into his wrath form.
Even though it hurts Asura while he's in it, this form is still perfect for absolutely shit-stomping a snobby demigod's face
I think that's.
in.
I think
It's
Wrath of
okay,
Asura is the
though.
one where he
His
can fight without his
brother-in-law
soul
punched
as
the edge out
well.
Yasha saw the error of the deity's senseless sacrifices and teamed up with Asura for a coup against Deus.
Awesome! They're bros again! Just
Hooray.
in time for Asura to hit his former boss with so much mantra that he burst, then dive into the planet's core to obtain power equal to 1,000 arms! His mantra form,
Shit, man.
finally, a power capable of killing Vlitra in a big planet-busting blast!
Deus
Yeah.
was defeated and Gaia was saved. Yet, Asura's wrath hadn't been quelled.
Title drop!
It turns out that spider that guided him was actually Chakravartin, the creator of Mantra and the entire universe.
Yep.
And everyone's suffering was part of his plan to make Asura his heir. Chakra kidnapped Mithra, because of course he did, and
What a
tested
dick.
Asura in the form of a massive golden Buddha statue. Check out the size of it! That thing can literally hold a galaxy in its palm. Naturally, Asura and the statue threw hands.
Enter the Mantra Reactor.
The Mantra Reactor
Capable of holding 7
with full
trillion
control,
souls,
bypassing any
Asura
determinal effects such as
instead
his
used
wrath
it
form
as
to
a
withstand to
vessel
far greater
for
power.
a far
Okay.
greater power.
His own unfiltered rage. At last, Asura could show the world his real colors.
Everyone from the humans to the 7 deities to Chakravartin saw Asura's anger as a weapon.
Yeah.
A sword for tyranny. When that
Most
was
people do.
never who he was. His rage was really a shield to protect humanity, and most of all, his daughter.
A shield
It-
larger than a planet.
With the music in the
Unbound by
background,
its
too,
past
now I'm
limits,
getting sad
Asura's
again.
Ultimate destructor form
Never mind.
effortlessly punched through asteroids larger than nebulas, dodged planet-sized lasers moving 2 quadrillion times faster than light, and obliterated
So I think
whole
Kratos
stars.
might be faster.
Chakravartin was
At least in space.
understandably impressed.
Fought
and
Akuma
offered
only to a
Asura chance
standstill.
to take his place.
I remember that. So they are
Asura
counting that.
smiled at the offer and extended his arm.
Right into Chakra's face, as if he was gonna let some god trample over more worlds.
Yeah.
Instead, he literally beat the QTEs out of God, obliterating him and his plans in a cosmic explosion.
But with Chakravartin dead, so was the concept of Mantra itself.
But
Those
to
who
him,
depended on
what
it could
mattered
not
was his
survive,
daughter, man.
including Asura.
Hey, as long as Mithra was fine, it was worth it. Besides,
Yeah.
he'll reincarnate millions of years later, still kicking ass, ready to smack a random thug, a meteor, or Ryu, right in the balls.
It's interesting. Despite the dangers of uncontrolled anger, Asura's wrath gave him the power to save everything. All because of just one thing.
Some bastard made his daughter cry, so they had to pay. Now that's a god I can get behind.
That's a dad you want to root for.
All right, the combatants are set.
Fucking
and we've run
Fortnite.
the data through all possibilities.
It's
time
time.
for a dad battle.
Yay, they said dad battle! I'm actually kind of happy about that. And pause. Okay. So, the speed feat came with Asura's final form, so I think it sounds like Kratos is faster until Asura reaches his final form. And the drop near can absorb the wrath, but I think it's how Asura can absorb it right back. It's hard to kill either of these two, but I still think Kratos has it. They didn't really dive into like the whole universe thing for like Chakravartin, so there might be a contradiction there, maybe, because that was the thing. Spoilers for the blog in 3, 2, 1. That was the thing they brought up in the blog where it's not like a universal calc or whatever. So I think that might be the case here. And I know a lot of people are going to say, well, Kratos doesn't show like a lot of these strength feats they brought up. I think that doesn't really matter because of all the tools, the talismans, and weaponry he does have. I think that is just more than enough to overwhelm and finish Asura off before Asura can finish Kratos off. It's still close, but I still think Kratos just barely has it. But it's time for the fight. 3, 2, 1, play. Alright. And as I said in my video yesterday, they have worked on this track with a chick named Ed, and I'm looking forward to that. Oh, interesting. So the Zeus line was like pre-made for the trailer. Damn. Man. Back to Valhalla? Or... So Mithra brought Kratos here. Okay. And here comes Asura.
It's true then. The god of war is on Gaia.
Yeah.
But not for long. You do not want this fight.
Here we go. And Mithra's getting out of there. Whoa. So I see her drop their spear. Nice. This soundtrack's really nice. Ow! Nice defenses. From what's little being said and like shouted. Ooh, damn! They got the devil. You got the quick time events in. Fucking sick. Up and away! Jesus! Oh,
You let your wrath consume you. I have been down that road before. Shut up! Very
alright,
well.
Devil, you're doing... This is really, really good. Ow. Hot damn. There's the drop near. Punching. Whoo! Have many arms. The wrath of the Spartans. Ouch. Kratos made her cry, oh no! Wait, is he gonna say the line? He said the line! Damn, Chris is killing his Asura. Same with Hussein as Kratos. Burning Fury. There he goes. Alright, Kratos. This is his last form. Like, the homages to both the games is insanely cool. Oh, this is looking like the Brandon Yates cover. Hot damn. Here we go. It's the tribute to Wyson, everybody. What a fucking scene.
Death has not heard me yet, Titan.
Here we go. Ow.
But you deserve a worthy end.
All right, Kratos. Let's bring it home. The Blade of Olympus! Think he got him. You fought valiantly, Asura. You gave him a hell of a fight.
You are a monster no longer. I never was.
Damn, man. Valiant effort, Asura. Valiant fucking effort. And Devil, well done. What a fight. Holy hell.
KO! Well, I guess Asura's wrath really is gone. But are we sure this is how it'd go? Even though Asura can blow up stars?
Asura had some amazing displays of apocalyptic destruction.
Yep.
But the full scope of their speed, experience, versatility, and power sheds a surprising light.
At first glance, speed seems like a shoo-in for Asura. Kratos is quick, but he never dodged a universe-crossing laser.
That doesn't mean he couldn't.
Yeah.
Remember, as usual, we look at these characters at their peak, free from gameplay restrictions.
Yeah, we're looking at everything in canon, and Kratos fought and killed Helios, the sun god.
From the moment he's introduced,
Kratos
Helios is
directly
emphasized to be
defeated
immensely
Atlas in
powerful.
combat,
Without Helios,
who was recently
darkness
captured
would
Helios.
shroud
Gotcha.
everything. His light was fast enough to illuminate the entire underworld while Kratos sailed through it, taking a few hours at most.
So, kinda hard to quantify, but that's
Bossa would refer to
consistent
player
with the
Kratos on. He can
shockwaves the
survive in outer
primordials
space.
caused that
It's about
spawned the
Ares.
universe.
Arguments could be
Kratos
made
does
for
survive in
which
space.
is faster, the primordial shockwaves or Chakravartin's intergalactic lasers. Since it's so close, it's safest to assume their speeds are generally even.
But what
Kind
does
of.
speed matter if you don't know how to use it? Let's cover experience. Asura lived across centuries, obviously a lot longer than Kratos.
And while Kratos eventually learned to control his rage, Asura pretty much always had that control.
So Asura
Yeah.
easily takes experience. But when it comes to versatility, he couldn't match all the weapons and abilities Kratos had.
Sure,
True.
Asura's quite skilled and a monster at martial arts, but his fighting style mostly relies on one thing.
A whole lot of punching.
Kratos' weapons, magic, runes, relics, and even his rage gave him far more options in combat, slowing down time, healing injuries, and most importantly, multiple weapons that could drain a variety of energies.
True, like the drop there.
Mantra.
Yeah, when Asura loses all his mantra energy, that's it for him. So the Dropnir spears and the Blade of Olympus gave Kratos exactly what he needed. Versatility, and multiple ways to finish this for good before Asura just comes crawling back out of the underworld.
If he could, Asura's resurrections take years or whole centuries, days at best.
But all this
Yeah.
assumes Kratos could match Asura's crazy strength. All roads lead to power, which should go to Asura, right? Look at what he can do! If this came down to who made the bigger kaboom, he'd kick Kratos' ass in 2 seconds.
But
True.
a closer examination of their feats reveals the truth.
At his peak, Asura overpowered Chakravartin, annihilating that cosmic golden god.
By measuring
Yeah.
the dimensions of Chakravartin's body and scaling it up to match the size of this galaxy-eclipsing statue, we can determine its volume. Add in the density of gold, for good measure assuming the form is solid throughout, and
Right.
its mass far exceeds not just our galaxy, but our entire observable universe.
Destroying that big golden god would need energy on par with obliterating our universe 91,000 times.
Extremely impressive and unfathomable. However, the same idea applies to Ragnarok shaking the roots of Yggdrasil.
Ragnarok
Yeah.
is obviously a bit of a different beast than Kratos, but what really matters is what Freyr did.
Right, Freyr, a god comparable to Kratos, held back
Okay.
Ragnarok's power for a significant time.
So Kratos should be capable of the same level of power, or even more.
Using an official map and knowing the world tree's branches encompass all of existence, we
Okay.
can measure its size and volume.
And we know this map is accurate because it shows these two realms conjoined, which we see in game.
Even if we assume the Tree of the Realms is only 1% solid, a significant lowball that Kratos should easily scale above,
Alrighty.
shaking such an incomprehensibly large structure would require enough force to destroy our universe's mass energy 9 million times over.
Damn.
It's almost 100 times greater than Chakravartin's destruction. And this isn't some one-off outlier. I mean, a realm-shattering supergiant doesn't sound too different from the other Titans and Olympians Kratos defeated.
That's
I
the
mean,
thing,
yeah.
isn't it? It's easy to think that we never see Kratos do anything that matches Asura, but we do. Helios' speed matches Chakra Barton, and Kratos outsped him. Atlas is strong enough to lift all of reality, and Kratos overpowered him.
Yeah,
Kronos defeated the
this is all
creator
fair.
of the universe in a one-on-one fight, same as Asura, and Kratos killed Kronos. Add in the clear numerical comparison of Chakra Barton, Ragnarok, and Yggdrasil, and Kratos takes the edge in power.
But hey, Capcom, if you give us Asura's Wrath 2, we'll try this again.
That'd be pretty awesome.
Ooh,
Asura,
that'd be fun.
The god of wrath was Kratos.
The winner is Kratos.
Good job, Kratos.
But what if?
Oh, this is fucking dope. The fact that Devil is making more Asura Wrath quick time events. Fucking sick. I love it. I love the alternate ending to the episode. Like, that's awesome to see this. Especially for a close debate like this one. God damn it, man! Oh, man. I'm about to cry over both those endings. God freaking damn, man.
And that concludes my pitch for Asura's Wrath 2. The end. Next time on Death Battle.
Alright, the Magfest fight. Motherfucking Johnny Blaze is back versus Al Simmons. Ghost Rider
Subscribe
versus
and join us a member
Spawn.
to see more Death Battle. Thanks for watching.
Without the ones like you working.
Alrighty. That was Kratos versus Asura. I love this episode. Like, the homages to both God of War and Asura's Wrath, it was there. I love the alternate ending for a fight that was shown, because this one really was close at the end of the day. Even though, yeah, it did show that Asura was technically faster, but then they brought the black box, the whole time slow thing. That makes sense for why it's even now. I really do think so. I know some people are gonna be upset with Kratos winning because of the whole lore scaling thing, but I love the way they explained like why they used the numbers they did. Like, I think it was well put together. Devil Artemis killed it on this animation. I love the voice acting for it. The combat was cool. All the forms were awesome. There was quick time events and alternate ending. Holy wrath. But what an episode. I can't wait to talk about this more on the server and on and for lads. As for next time, Ghost Rider Johnny Blaze returns against Spawn, the man Kratos fought beforehand. I'm excited to see this one, and we get to see Spawn again. I was originally going to do a rewatch of Kratos vs. Spawn for Kratos vs. Asura. Then I saw the Magfest announcement of this fight, and I'm like, you know what, I'll best hold off on that. So now Spawn is here again, and it's going to be awesome to see Ghost Rider back, especially to see what new stuff he does have, and same with Spawn. Well, let me know your thoughts down below. Who do you guys got between Ghost Rider and Spawn? And thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Check out everything else. Join the LAD server as we talk about these episodes. And leave your comments down below. And with that being said, I will see you all later.